The phase 2 is rocking my boat, jingling my bell. Hey Glow Beauties, 'tis the season. Yes, it is the holiday season once again. And of course, with the holiday season comes lists, and what better lists than a Santa baby wish list. And yes, this is a completely unrealistic wish list. It is a wish list after all, and it is my dream wish list because it is completely unrealistic. But then again, 'tis the season. And with that, it is the miracle season. So what better time to make an unrealistic wish list than in a miracle season? Because you never know. Your wish list, or maybe one or two of them, might come true. Especially if you have a Santa baby. So let's get in. Okay, so the first one on my Santa baby wish list is the big kahuna. It is all shimmer, it is all glitter, it is all iridescence, it is duochrome, it is all color. And what better one to choose first on the Santa baby wish list is the Viseart GRANDE Pro Palette Volume 2. And yes, you know what? I went big or went home. I've always wanted a Viseart palette because ever since I heard that the mattes are an amazing formulation, one of the best formulations on the market, I always wanted to try, because you know, I'm always trying to reach higher and higher with my makeup, like what is, you know, performs better, and Viseart was taking top notch when it comes to mattes. So one day I was in a Sephora store, I swatched those mattes. Let me tell you, I nearly fell over. Slayed. Because those mattes were so dreamy, so creamy, so buttery, and so smooth and swatched so perfectly and pigmented. It looked like you knew that it was going to perform well on the eyes. So with that, I thought, now that is on my wish list of wish lists to get a Viseart palette. But the problem was, I never could find a palette that I liked the color curation of. Like, they have the most amazing mattes, but I hate the way they curate their colors. And they tend to be more toned down and more neutralized. And I just didn't like the color combinations. I didn't like the neutralization. So I was still on hold for a Viseart Pro palette. Now they do make the smaller one, the 6 ones, but I've always kind of suspicious whether they are as well made as the bigger Pro ones. So I was hesitant on getting one of those because those would be more my thing. But anyway, they finally heard my heartbeat and came out with the Viseart Pro palette. Okay, yes, I know, it shimmers, it's glitter, it's duochrome, it's metallic, it's foil, but that's just details. It's still a Viseart, and it's all up my alley. But that's expensive, Santa baby. But if I had a Santa baby, that's going on my wish list. But in lieu of such an expensive one, there is also the Sephora Pro Editorial 2 palette. That is more affordable, yes. It's all in perspective and relation. So in relation to a Viseart, it is a little more affordable, and it has that kind of color scheme, but it also mixed with mattes. And I already have the Sephora Pro Editorial one, the first one, and I really, really like it. Though there are a couple of shades in there, particularly the mattes, one of the kind of lime greens. What you see is not what you get. When you put it on your eye, it kind of oxidizes and turns more mustard, darker, deeper mustard instead of the kind of lime green that I wanted. Now, apparently, I was watching because I was looking up, you know, different videos online about it, and this wonderful new YouTuber, Pretty Little Psycho, did a wonderful review on it, a very realistic review, because I was very excited about, but she toned me down a bit because, again, there are actually more mattes in this that, there actually isn't as many mattes, I think, as in the Editorial, but there's more mattes in this that don't do what you see is what you get. They either are a bit too light, or they change color on you and swivel over to, instead of a cool, they swivel over to a warm. They darken oddly and turn warm. So they change kind of colors. So I'm not quite sure about that one. So that one's kind of on a hold on the Santa Baby wish list. Now we're gonna get even more affordable. Okay, maybe about, in Canadian dollars, about $20 more affordable, less. That is, this is on my wish list, the Natasha Denona Holiday 2018 Cranberry palette. Now I have all the other holiday palettes. Let me go get them. The Joya and the Aries, and now she's come out with the Cranberry palette. Now, kind of looks, whoops, the cranberry parts kind of look like this, but details again, details, because this is a beautiful thing, and it's kind of like, if I look at it and I didn't know that it was a holiday edition, to me it looks kind of like a summer palette, but I love the color curation, and I'm not really strict about what's winter and what's summer for me. I'll wear things all year round, but mind you, there are some things, if they're deeper and darker toned, that I would probably more wear in the winter time. But this one, I'd rock that in the summer, and I'd rock that in the winter. This is an all year round palette, and I love that it's a kind of a pinky lavender color, the first one, and it's all has that micro glitter that I really love, then those cranberry colors that I really love, which kind of looks like these two, but these are more pink and these ones are just a little bit more cranberry. I noticed that Natasha does like her burgundies, plums, cranberries. She's into that, and I'm into that, so we're together on that. There's one repeat color in there that is also in the Joya, and that is this one over here. You've got the middle one, which is this beautiful pinky, orangey, sherbet, duochrome goodness. Now, I swatched the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions, and they have a color in there that is pretty much a dupe, except Natasha's takes it up a notch. It's just kind of got way more iridescence, a more duochrome flip to it. But if you didn't know and you didn't swatch them together, you wouldn't know if you just bought the Ruby Obsessions. So definitely, and finally now it has been restocked on the Canadian Sephora site. So Santa Baby, are you listening? Listen hard. Now, if we want to go even more affordable, Santa Baby, we can add on this to the wish list. We can do an and or, which is again the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions. I'm kind of for both. So hint, hint, Santa Baby. The Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions is almost a dupe. It has the feel of the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette. So if you don't want to, you know, pay that much, you can go halfsies and go to the Ruby Obsessions. And you are going to get some pseudo dupes in there and definitely one dupe in there. And you get more colors. So it's fun. And the thing is, I have a good reason why I would really like to have that palette. I have a beautiful emerald kitty, and I already have a representative palette by Huda Beauty called the Emerald Obsessions for him. So Ruby needs to be represented. Santa Baby, I kind of would love to have the Ruby Obsessions just to, I know it's a silly excuse because, I mean, if I want to get the Cranberry palette, I don't really need the Ruby. But for my Ruby, I want the Ruby Obsessions palette too. Speaking of representing my kitties, ColourPop came out with the this is not a dream holiday 2018 collection. Now, listen, they had a phase 1, and then they just put out a phase 2. So the phase 1, I was totally over the rainbow about because I have a kitty that her name is Rainbow, and she's in heaven now, and she just went into heaven not this summer but last summer. So this to me kind of represents her. And you get the Super Shock Shadow Kit where you get 9 Super Shock shadows, and it's called the Double Rainbow. And then you get, and I love it, it's so cool because it's very colorful, and you get that see-through packaging that has that holographic kind of feel to it when you shift it around. And then all the Super Shock shadows come in different colored components, and apparently I think the colors of the components reflect the actual glitter that's in each one of them. They're all lid shades. They're all kind of, some of them are toppers and others are lid shades, and this is totally rocking for me because it goes with the Chasing Rainbows palette to perfection, and those colors are right up my alley. In fact, again, with the Natasha Denona palette, this actually reminds me of a summer curation. So I could wear this all year round. And it's kind of funny when you kind of look at the palette itself. The color is more like a teal color, so it's close to green. So you know Christmas colors are green and red, and this has teal and a pinky, almost, no, pink and purple are next to, okay, just trust me on this, there's a rationale here. Pink and purple are next to red, and then the teal is next to the green. So it's almost like a tweak of the Christmas colors, okay? I was getting there with my reasoning. Maybe it's a play on it, or maybe I'm stretching my imagination way too far. But anyway, they make a great combination, and that would represent my beautiful rainbow in heaven. So I'm all for that. And then, of course, they did come out with the phase 2 Santa Baby. The phase 2 is rocking my boat, jingling my bells, because is this real life like the Queen? Is this the... Okay, I can't sing, okay? And I'm too excited to sing properly. Is this the real life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide of ColourPop reality. ColourPop is just landsliding us with this. It is popping. And they came out with Is This Real Life? 25 Super Shock Shadow Vault. I'm like, what? If you know me, you know I love my Super Shock shadows, and this is like a Super Shock shadow dream. 25 Super Shock shadows, all lid colors. They're kind of a throwback to their first Super Shock shadows where they would imprint them. It's not the typical imprint. These have like the pattern imprints, and you got split pans and you've got tie-dye pans. When I got onto ColourPop, they had just done their final kind of tie-dyes, and then I didn't see them afterwards, and I never was able to get a tie-dye. So these have tie-dyes. Now when you look at them, and they're all different colors, all different shimmers, they look amazing. When you look at them, they kind of remind me of something. Now, I'm not going to say it on camera. Just use your imagination, take a look. You might notice it kind of reminds you of something. Nonetheless, these are super beautiful. The only thing I would have loved them to do, because it's a vault and it's in a kind of beautiful big box, I would have loved if they had put little holes, like 2 or 3 holes, actually 2, because otherwise 3 would make it really hard for you to hook it up. So 2 holes with a slight slit so that you could put in those screw top nails into your walls and then hang it up on your wall. And then I could just open my vault every day, take a look at what I want, and pull a couple out. So Santa Baby, this is on my wish list for sure. Now, again, I'm just prefacing this that this is a dream wish list, a fantasy wish list, a Santa Baby wish list. maybe 1 or 2 might come true. You never know. Again, it is the miracle season. Looksy Beauty single eyeshadows. Now, I did buy some single eyeshadows. What I didn't realize is when I put them all in my palette, they kind of look pretty all cool tones. So I wanted to get to kind of bounce it off with some warm tones, but I missed the Boxing Day sale because I had set up my basket for a whole bunch of more of the warm tones like Royal, Berry Sexy, Ultraviolet, and they all have these amazing. Looksy likes to do, she's my ting. She likes to do a lot of like duochrome goodness in her metallics and her aurora. So I would have loved that, and I would have loved some of the mattes, and of course I would have really wanted Starboy. It's another cool one, but I would have wanted that because it's got all glitter in it. Those would have balanced out my cool tone Looksy palette very nicely if I had those. I'm hoping it will come out before Christmas. They might have put them back in. So Santa Baby, if you're listening, those might be put back in by then. I have myself on the mailing list for that, and I've already put it on the VIP list, so it will pop up on my phone and let me know. Another one that I would love to put on my wish list is the Morphe Babe Faves eye brush set. And it's so cool because Morphe now does have a Canadian website, so things are in Canadian dollars, everything's all factored in for me, so I don't have to think about things. And it was really hard for me to decide which one I would have really liked because you have the Jaclyn Hill Eye Master set, but it is less brushes. This one is for $10 more and you get more brushes, so I might would like to put this one on first and then add on the Jaclyn Hill one, or purchase separate ones of the Jaclyn Hill ones that I really want. And the reason why is because the brushes that I have are all kind of got at ad hoc, very random brushes, and they're not really the ones that I really want. I want something that has more of a handmade, now these aren't handmade, but it has more of a handmade feel, that the brushes themselves are actually brush hair, whether synthetic or goat or whatever, as opposed to that weird, I don't like that weird when they have that almost like a cotton feel top and it kind of like more of a buffing thing than a brush hair. I don't like those that much, and I have too many of those, and those are not the type of brushes that I want. I know I'm being emphatic because it drives me crazy. And then I'll get another set or something comes in the BoxyCharm box and it has that same kind of feel, or the brush lengths are too long and they don't have stability when you, so I want some nice brushes. Now these are not going to be the Wayne Gosses and the Sonia G's that I really want, but that's another thing that's on my wish list. But what I want to do is just get a set to start with, so I feel like I'm set, and then add on a Wayne Goss and a Sonia G in the future. That is my strategy for starting a proper brush set. Ooh! I think Santa Baby was listening to me because I just got a shipment notice on one of my Santa Baby wish list things. So Santa Baby is listening to me in real life. We are now going to go into the sets in the minis. These are kind of the things that I would love to have. If I, had this extra disposable income, I'd like to put it on my, Santa Baby wish list. They make a great stocking stuffers. They're great trial sizes. It's a nice way to try novel brands that you always really wanted, especially for brands that you always wanted to try that tend to be a little bit more luxury. That's a nice way to go about trying these in their little mini sets. And I think they do that on purpose so that you can test them out and not feel like you're kind of breaking the bank about it. And on top of that, you get a variety and not just one. So I think that's a great idea. The first one that I would like would be the Sephora Favorites Lash Stash to go, because they do have my now my holy grail mascara, and that is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, because it does thicken, it does lengthen, and because I have super oily eyes, mascara doesn't like to stay on it that much and tends to drop, and then I get this raccoon. Now I just tested out the a mascara, and I have no idea whether it's doing that to my eyes right now. And because I also have some challenges to my under eye, the last thing, nobody wants to have mascara go down there, and especially if you have challenges under your eye, you do not want to accentuate those areas. So when I find a holy grail one, I like to stick to it, but it would be nice to try some others and see whether I can add to my holy grail, because Still a Huge Lash Extreme used to be my holy grail, but it would still do it. Not so much as my Essence one, but it would still do it a little bit, but the Too Faced doesn't do it at all. So anybody out there that does have problems with very oily eyes, things mascara drops, like my mom can't even wear mascara because of it, because it's just a lost case for her. This is a good mascara to use. Now, it wasn't about all that, but this is my reasoning, because I do want to try different mascaras without shelling out bigger prices, especially with the fact that I am taking a heck of a lot of a risk when purchasing a mascara. Next one that I would love to get on my Santa Baby wish list is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Gloss Mini Set, because it's so pretty, and I love Anastasia lip glosses. I have a number of them, so I know that they perform very nicely, and these colors are beautiful. There's kind of a soft, a goldish, slightly orangey, almost sherbet. There is the pink one, there is almost a clear one, and then there's a soft, almost coral one. Very light, very kind of sounds like they're iridescent, lustrous and glittery. Perfect for this season, and as far as I'm concerned, perfect for every season. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of hourglass. When I started to get really into makeup, I got their holiday collection one. Yes, this is the Hourglass, the 2018 whatever it's called edits. I have this one. I still love it, especially now it's the winter time. I need a kind of a lighter, a setting powder. I like to go into these two here to soften up my look, and I just love it. So anyway, I would love to try another one of their blushes, and they've come out with their ambient lighting blush minis. So those look so cool, and they're only $32. Well, actually, it's kind of expensive when it comes to, because that's the normal price for a normal size, but you know Hourglass, okay? They're a little bit up there. I kind of like it because it's called the multi-dimensional look. They're kind of fun because they're marbleized. They fuse. I'm reading this because I wanted to understand why they did what they did with the marble effect, and apparently this is what they did. They fused together their innovative ambient lighting finishing powder with vivid cheek colors, using photoluminescent technology and using optically transparent particles to create depth and dimension. Gives a kind of a soft focus, soft iridescent, not over the top, not glass, but just a kind of quality of soft iridescence. Anyway, I kind of like it, and I like some of the colors. The radiant magenta golden fuchsia, I kind of like that one. I've always wanted to try these kind of colored lip balms, and Clinique has some, the chubby sticks they're called, and they have a nice little set of 5. Clinique Chubby Color Lip Set, and there's a set of 5, and they're basically colored lip balms, and they have mango, shea butter, and vitamin E in it. This is like the perfect lip balm, and they're colored at the same time. So sometimes if I don't want to put on a lipstick, this is a nice way to go, because to be honest with you, one of my family members told me that when my lipstick wears off, or I'm not wearing any lipstick, I kind of look like The Walking Dead. I look like death warmed over, or a little, as the Australians say, a little narrow. My niece taught me that one. I don't look so hot. These kind of, you know, solve that issue when I don't really want to wear a lipstick, but I need a little bit of something on my lips. I'm going, aha, this is what I need. Santa Baby, you see what I'm talking about? This is what I need. This solves a problem that I have needed to be solved. This is it, because it gives me the color that I need, and it gives me the lip balmness and the mango shea butter vitamin E that I need, so that I do not look grayed out in The Walking Dead. The next one on my wish list is the Maison Margiela. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right. I should probably just say replica memory box. And this is a set of, I think it's 10? Yes, it's a set of 10 sample perfume set, and it's only $39 Canadian. I love their Lazy Sunday Morning. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful, especially in the summertime. And I love their By the Fireplace in the wintertime. Lordy, lordy, lordy. That is a musky, it's spicy, has a bit of that fireplace feel. It lasts a long time. It dries down to different, you get different layers of interest in that perfume. It's very multi-layered and it goes on forever, all day long. I love that. But it's something that you wear in the evening times, on the weekends, and in the winter time. Not so much during work. Lazy Sunday Morning is a wonderful one to wear during work. And I'd love to try their Flower Market, their Beach Walk, Music Festival, Lipstick On. Yeah. I would like to try that one. I wonder what that one smells like. At the Barber, that one sounds like kind of a little masculine. Jazz Club, I'm all there for that. But they call them the memory perfumes. It evokes a place and a memory. I like that. In fact, I gotta say, By the Fireplace actually evokes a memory of a perfume that used to be quite popular in the 80s. I can't remember. I think it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rush, except Rush has a bit of a sweeter scent to it, but it has that spicy By the Fireplace thing and it lasts a long time. Used to wear it to clubs. That's what I would put on. By the Fireplace has that feel, just a little less fun, a little bit more, I don't know, something. Those are the beautiful makeup things that I would love to be on my Santa Baby wish list. Santa Baby, this is my dream. Hopefully some of them may come true. One of them hopefully does, if the Canadian postal strike doesn't do, because apparently they have been ordered back to work, but they're kind of doing a civil disobedience. So who knows what may or may not land at my door. Nonetheless, one of the things on my Santa Baby wish list has just live come true. I got the pop-up saying in my email that it is being delivered. Well, it's on the way. Let me know what's on your Santa Baby wish list, your dream wish list, your holiday wish list, whether it is for yourself or whether it is for others. Let me know what your Santa Baby wish list is. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up, like and share. Have a wonderful holiday season. I hope it's a very, very blessed one and a very comforted one. And with that, rock your own kind of beauty and keep on going and keep on glowing. I will